folks, and welcome to another day of Milky Way. It's with the dog. I don't know why he does that. So, welcome, Nina, to the show. Nina's my co-host for tonight. Thank you as we talk about 3i Atlas.
Yes, I'm glad to be back. It's been a bit of a break, but here we are. We're back in the show again. So there you go.
Yes, everybody. It was a good break. We had a great time. At least I did. I needed a YouTube break. If you're wondering where I was, I've been taking a YouTube break, doing fun things around the farm, going places, doing things like I was just telling Nina. I did a car show, and here I got my little thing today, and you can see that if the camera will allow it. But yeah, there's me with my car at the car show. Yeah, there. I guess you could see that stupid thing.
Yeah,
anyway, there. Look at that. I put it up, and then it goes bad. Anyway, there it is. Me at the car show with my dog, and then they gave us this little plaque. It says car show, and it says 38th annual car show, Prairie Rose Car Club. So there you go. I got my dash plaque, and I got a little picture taken. Didn't win any prizes or nothing. So, but it still was a lot of fun. Been doing other things. I did some fishing this summer. I really haven't traveled much. I wanted to go camping, and yet there's still a chance I could go camping yet. So don't write me off for that one. Anyway. Nina, what have you been doing with this summer?
You know, taking a break as well, a little bit of from YouTube. You know, it's nice to, excuse me, break it up a little bit, especially because of the heat as well. I don't have air conditioning here, and so it gets kind of hot when you get all the lights and everything going on here. I got the second computer going, and it gets kind of hot. It's a little uncomfortable to live stream. So that's one of the reasons why I took a break. But yeah, you know, getting a little burnt out. We've been doing this for years now. And, you know, and it's such a tough go to on YouTube. It doesn't seem to grow, you know, like it used to. Facebook is completely kind of, I don't know. Facebook is just not the same platform as it was before, like at all. It's really too bad. So, you know, we're kind of limited to where to live stream to be honest with you, because everybody seems to just be focused on the YouTube, and yet YouTube isn't helping us to get our stuff out there. So it's a little frustrating, but hey, we're still here. You know, I had to enjoy my grandkids. I got, you know, a couple of grandkids here, and so there's always stuff to do, you know. So yeah, it's been nice to take a break.
It is. It kind of refreshes you, gave me a lot of time to think about new subjects, experience things instead of running around thinking about the next show I'm going to do. It gave me time to reassess things and experience things so I can come back fresh and you know, with new ideas, and that I have. So then, like tonight, you know, I think I've been talking to you about this 3i Atlas for a while. We should do a show, and here we are doing a show. And 99 shows says, are we going to get hit by a rock soon? Well, you know, we don't know, but I don't think so. So with that, I'm going to segue into my monologue, and here we are talking about something big and something ancient and something not from around here. I'm talking about the Comet Atlas, also known as 3i Atlas. I don't know why, but I think it's because they named it. It's the third interstellar visitor from out of our solar system that we've had. That's why it's called 3i. It's the third, and so now here's what it makes this comet incredible. Most comets we see, those bright streaks in the night sky, come from our own solar system, way out in the Oort cloud. But Atlas, it's a traveler from another star system, and it's been wandering the galaxy for millions, maybe billions of years, and just happened to cross our path. It's moving at mind-blowing speed, over 130,000 miles per hour, fast enough And nothing could stop it, even though we'd probably try, because we're human. Uh, that isn't a comet that orbits the sun. It's just passing through. Scientists know this because of hyperbolic orbit, a one-way ticket through our neighborhood. Atlas reached its closest point to the sun back in late October, and it will swing by Earth's orbit in December at a safe distance of about 170 million miles. So no, it's not going to hit us, but it will give us a spectacular chance to study something born in another solar system. Here's what gets even stranger. NASA's telescopes, including Hubble and the Webb, have found that Atlas is loaded with carbon dioxide, far more than most comets we've ever studied. That seems the chemistry in this home star system may be different from ours. And some scientists even joke, though only half joking, that its unusual brightness and speed, it might be alien probe. The truth is, we don't know its secrets yet. And so why should we care? Why should you care? Because this is history in the making. Atlas is only the third time humanity has seen an object from another star system with our own eyes. And for scientists, it's a message in a bottle drifting across the cosmic ocean, carrying clues about how planets and life might form elsewhere in the galaxy. It's safe, it's beautiful, and it's rare. A true once-in-a-lifetime visitor from other stars. So you're living through a part of history that people will be talking about for years to come. So what do you think of that?
Yeah, I got a lot of different opinions on this. I've been watching a lot of the other channels. It seems like everybody's talking about it. And there was one thing that this guy mentioned, something that maybe a lot of us have forgotten. And also some of you weren't even born yet. But I don't know if you remember back in the 90s when we had that Hale-Bopp comet. You remember that?
Yep.
It got like crazy. Like I kind of missed that. I was too busy having kids at that time. I wasn't interested in what was in the news at all. So I completely missed that whole thing. But apparently there was several.
I'm so relieved, Nina. I am so relieved. You wouldn't be here today because I know you. You would have joined that club. You would have put on the white sneakers, laid in the bed, and drank the Kool-Aid, and off you would have went to that comedy.
Right, you know what? You might be on something there. That could be. I'm kind of glad. But yeah, there was a few cults that got, people were unaliving themselves because they literally thought that this comet had something on it that was going to destroy all plant life on Earth and like all of this ridiculous stuff. And so I'm a little bit worried that this is kind of turning into another Hale-Bopp. So I just want to tell everybody, just simmer down. Okay, I have a, 70% chance I would say that this is just a nothing burger. You know what I mean? It's just not, because we just had that Muamua in 2017. That one, is a nothing burger as well. It came and went and whatever. The only few things, I'm going to mention a few things that I think kind of stands out, I guess, with this one here. Is on October 29th, it will be directly behind the sun, which means that we're not going to be able to see it for a while, for a few days. So over that whole Halloween period of time, which is our spooky season anyways, this thing is going to be behind the sun. And so some people are like, ooh, what are they doing? What is it going to do behind there? Could it do something there that we can't see? And, so it's just kind of adding on to the spooky season that's coming up anyway. So that's kind of weird. The second thing is it's emitting its own light. That's definitely different than Oumuamua and I don't know about the Hale-Bopp. Like I said, I missed that whole thing. I don't know if it did or not, but that's unusual. You know what I mean? That's something. That's weird.
Did you? I hate to break in, but did you, when Hale-Bopp came across, did you go out inside and look at it?
No, I didn't even hear about it. I was so not into the news or anything. We didn't have internet yet. So it was all about me in the 90s. I mean, I could care less about nothing else. So
Yeah, no, I
So,
went outside and stared at
did
it for
you?
hours as it came across the sky. It was spectacular. I was thinking, I know how far they said it's supposed to be away, but it was unbelievable how big it was in the sky. I was just amazed. It was spectacular. I'll never forget it. Anyway,
So
go on.
where did the people come up with the whole idea that it had something on it that was going to destroy our plant life? Like, I don't understand. Like, this is why we got to be very careful with a lot of these YouTube channels, because they're cashing in on this right now, big time. And so
Okay, Nina, I'll tell you
yeah,
how it happened. I'll tell you how.
okay,
I
yeah,
had a
okay, tell us
vision
that.
last night. I had a vision last night, and in my
Oh, okay.
vision, all the plant life died
Oh, I see.
as Atlas came by, and it
Okay,
spread, some stringy ribbons all around. And after that, all the plant life died, and all the people died, and then alien people came up and picked up the survivors. There you go. That's how it
okay,
started. See
okay.
that's what I mean.
So
If
that's what I'm
somebody
saying.
says this and somebody goes, "Oh my, I want to be
Oh
a
my
survivor."
God, I heard, on YouTube. Yeah. So, so we got to be very discerning here with everything that we're hearing on YouTube, essentially. So
Yeah,
I watch it all, obviously. I pay attention because it's kind of like, if it's got the same feeling as before COVID. Not quite sure. Like, is this real? I didn't think it was real. But then again, we're looking at the footage from China. They're all stooping over. So who knows, right? I kind of
yeah,
got that feeling again. It's like, yeah, most part of me would say, nah, this is probably nothing. But then there's that 20-30% that's like, well, what if it is? I mean, we are expecting a fake alien invasion. So could the powers to be use this as an excuse to usher that in? It could be a good segue for that, I would say. But pay attention to the fake alien. Okay, so they might come out with some kind of Project Bluebeam thing, so it looks like it's coming from there. Who knows? Who knows what they're planning on doing with this? But it definitely could. It could be something. I mean, from what I'm hearing around, the different channels, as that it's
mhm.
detected that it's metal. I heard. Now I don't know where they come up with this. Who could detect it's metal? Like, how do they even detect what kind of minerals are on it? Like, I don't understand how these scientists are even finding this, because they're not
Well,
on there. So
well,
I don't
okay. So that is a good question. How do
know.
they
Okay.
detect? Let's start with one before you move on here. And
Okay.
I
Yeah.
did research some of this, and in order to find out what metals or gases it's giving off, it gives off each metal gives off a different light spectrum. That's
Mm.
how they can tell the metals or the gases that are coming off. It ain't like they sent a probe up there or anything. They're
No.
watching it through a telescope, and through the light spectrum, that's how they tell what gases and metals are on it. Now, is that 100% accurate? Flip a coin. That's the way I look at it. It could be really accurate. It could be not so much. That's how they tell if there's water on other planets too. Is what light reflection it's giving off. What gases, what light spectrum it has. That it's pretty much, in my mind, I would say it's a guess, but scientists
Well,
say
yeah,
it's fact.
it's all just a guess. And so, unfortunate thing about the guessing is that they can say whatever, and we
Yeah,
have no proof otherwise. We have to believe what they say. And so that's the part that I don't like, because
yeah.
obviously I don't trust them. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see exactly how this pans out with this thing, for sure. And definitely keeping a close eye on this. But
Well,
I just want
what do you think
people.
of those guys like was this Akaku, whatever his name is, and some of these other guys who've come out, these scientists, these famous scientist guys that they come out and, well, it's this and this and this, and it's a strange comet, and it's coming from an older solar system, and it's acting really weird, and it's got more carbon dioxide, and it's got nickel coming out of it. And it might be an alien spacecraft sent to observe us. you know Well, why would they say that? That's
No.
my biggest question. Why would they even put that out there?
Yeah, I seen this, this scientist here, and he's been around for a while. Like, he's not brand new. He has been here for a while. I'm getting the same feeling about that guy as Dr. Fauci. Okay. Dr. Fauci had also been around for a long time. He had been their doctor for a long time, and I didn't even realize this until the COVID era that he was the one coming out with the HIV and all this stuff in the 80s. Dr. Fauci had to believe everything he said. Turns out that was a hoax as well. Like, we've been lied to so many times, it's not even funny anymore. So anyways, I'm getting sort of the same feeling about this guy. He's been planted there. He's been there for a while, to build up, credibility with the public and whatnot. I have a feeling that he is a plant, and he's going to say whatever it is that they want him to say. That's my feeling with that guy. He's got the same energy about him.
Okay.
So,
Lucky says, I was hoping it was an alien spacecraft. That would be a fun show. Well, okay.
Well, we don't know. We don't know, Lucky.
We don't know. But here's the thing. So let's go with that first. Let's go with that first, okay, because that's fun. And so if it is a alien spacecraft, and if you watch Elizabeth April, she says, yes, it's an wait a minute. I got to do my Elizabeth April impression. Okay. Calm in my mind. Okay, they tell me that it is a spacecraft, and they're just here to observe. They're just passing through. There's nothing to worry about. They're just passing through. It's an alien spacecraft. They're passing through. There's nothing to worry about, everybody. The Galactic Federation has just told me. Wait a minute. I gotta get back in there. Yeah. They said that they're going to make sure they protect us. If it was going to harm us, the Galactic Federation would step in. So nothing to worry about, everybody.
Right. Yeah. Again, you guys, there's so many of these channelers out there that are just raking in the box on this and a lot of other things. I mean, you guys, you have to start using your own discernment here. We can't be going by this, right? So I mean, it could be, it could very well be. I mean, that would be a smart move. Like, if you were an alien and you were trying to be very sneaky, very sneaky, going into a solar system to check up on things, to cloak yourself as a comet. I mean, that would be I can totally see that happening. And then inside that comet is an actual ship. I mean, yeah, that's very, very possible. I mean, that's probably one way that they would do it, especially if they don't really want to be seen. They just want to, we're just a little comet coming in. Don't worry about us, So, I mean, that is a possibility. It's kind of like I said, the COVID thing. We just don't know until it's here, then we'll know for sure. In the meantime,
watch EA too, because he says she does a great show, provides two truths and a lie, the best way to spread information. And she provides, I enjoy listening to her too, because, I get a kick out of her because she tells you everything and nothing at the same time.
Yeah.
She's telling you what you want to hear, yet she's telling you, don't worry, nothing's going to happen.
Because that's what sells. If she had said the other way, nobody would listen to her anymore, right? So they have to have that positive spin to it, like love wins, that type of thing. It's like spiritual bypassing, really. It's like, because people won't buy the truth, but they'll buy the positive love and light and all this kind of stuff. They'll pay for that, you see, and that's what they're cashing in on, So, I watch her too. It's entertaining, but I am very discerning when I listen to her. I've had actually 2 private sessions with her back in the day.
Oh, you really?
2.
Really? Oh my gosh!
$250 each session. I spent $500 on that lady. Okay, so I know what she's all about. I've seen her in action. So
Really?
yeah,
Wow.
yeah,
That blows
yeah.
my mind, Nina. Blows
Yes.
my mind.
I did some videos on it because I did get some information that kind of went with some of the information that I'd gotten, and I came to some conclusions. That whole Queen Mary thing. Now, all of that stuff, of course, it's gone because it was on my other channel. But yeah. So, anyways, I don't want to go into that. But yeah, no, I know her. Like I've been around her a long time. So.
Yeah.
I've
Well,
spoken to her, you know what I mean? So yeah,
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 because she wasn't that big years ago. I mean, she was just small town girl kind of thing, and
yeah,
then she blossomed, and then she got this big following. And really, she doesn't have that many viewers on YouTube, but the ones she's got are loyal as can be, and they
mm-hmm.
all Patreon her and go to her classes. She has these classes you can take, and or things that she does or whatever, and you can participate for $10 or $12 or whatever it is. I
Yeah,
mean, geez, I'm thinking that's a pretty good way to make a living. Hey, you can get on my talk with the Galactic Federation tomorrow night for 1050, and you too could be part of it. And it's like, oh my gosh, I can I'm going to contact the Galactic Federation.
yeah. See, oh man, like I don't want to sit here and slag another YouTuber, but you guys got
No,
to be
but
careful when they're talking about the federal, the Galactic Federation,
Federation.
and then when it comes to a past life.
Yep.
There's no way of verifying any of it. And so
No.
anybody, I could sit and do that. I get you go and charge you got hundreds of dollars too and sit there and tell you about your past life. Now, you know what I mean? I just can't do it. I just can't do that kind of stuff. That
The biggest thing is she's in it and she sticks by it. She doesn't waver from it, and she can't, because the moment she wavers, says it's not fake, or she says it's fake, or she adds lib or anything like that, her whole channel, her whole reputation's down the tube. It's kind of like David Wilcox. Remember
Yes.
David Wilcox talking about with the Corey, whatever his name was, and
Corey
he talked
Good.
about the alien. Yeah, Corey Good. Man, I love to hear those shows. Man, they went on for hours, and I kept thinking, oh my gosh, this really happened? And he's interviewing, and they were quite the team. Holy cow. I mean, I really
Yes.
enjoyed the stories, and I kept thinking,
Oh, I
is
did
this
too. I binge
true?
watched
I
all
can't
of it
believe
over on Gaia. Got the 3 months for deal and binge watched the whole thing. And and there as well, they're talking about things that can't be verified. Like and he was the first one, I think, that started with this 20 and back nonsense. That's another nonsense, and
Yeah,
it's still going around the community. It didn't stop, even though Corey Good got outed out. That 20 and back is still going on. And I think I heard it mentioned on my channel last week when I was doing it with somebody else. There's so many of them out there who are good people, but they're still duped with that whole 20 and back thing. Like, there's so much
yeah,
misinformation in this community. It's unbelievable. It's hard to watch, honestly. And a lot of people are
yeah.
falling for it. There's
Well,
no such thing as 20 and
the thing.
back.
When
Okay.
something is new and you resonate with it, it's
Yeah.
new and you resonate. It's like when you met EA, just like Corey Good, and that. When I first got to listen, I resonated with it. I put it this way: I wanted to believe.
You wanted
I
to.
wanted to know, and
Yeah.
this was a big thing. And the more I wanted to know, the more I believed that this was true. And because I believed it was so true, then I really bought into it. And
Mhm.
after a while, I had to really think about it. And there was times when they really got over the top, and I was like, oh, this, yeah, I just can't no
That's
more.
it. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. It's yeah, you guys really got to use your discernment out there watching these shows. But hey, if you come into it with the lighthearted, it's just entertainment purpose, then hey, fine. I mean, it's probably just as good as any Netflix show. You know what I mean? So, but don't believe, everything. So,
Well,
yeah.
and that's like the other day, I am watching David Paulides, 411 Missing. I don't know who here watches David Paulides 411 Missing, Can-Am Missing Project. He's got a good following. He tells the good stories. He's wrote a ton of books. I've done a few of them on this show about missing people and stuff. And he's wrote a few books on Bigfoot. And the other day he had a show on Bigfoot, the beginning was, and he was basically saying, somebody had sent him this video of a Bigfoot, carrying off somebody. And man, that video looked real. It looked really, really real. Okay. But fast forward to the future. Here we are in the future, and on the bottom, in small fine print that you or me will probably never read, it says, "For entertainment purposes only." Yeah. He emails the guy because he really kind of believed it too, because it didn't say fiction. And the guy says, "It's for entertainment purposes only. This is not real." And he was pretty upset because he says this is so well done with you've seen those videos. AI is just producing all kinds of stuff that looks so real. Well, the thing is it looked so real that, it's fooling thousands of people to believe that Bigfoot's in the woods carrying off people. You're going to be afraid to go out there and go hiking or camping because Bigfoot's coming. And,
you know what?
Yeah.
That might go with, so I don't know if you guys know, but here in Canada, in Nova Scotia, which is in the east coast of Canada, they have a new rule now, new law.
What?
You're not allowed to go into the forest.
Huh? Oh, yeah, that's right, Nova Scotia.
$28,000 fine. Which makes me wonder, this guy that you just talked about, could that be part of people not wanting to go out in the forest now?
Could be. Any of that. My question would be is, what is the purpose of this? And I know I looked it up a little bit, and they're like, oh, because if people get lost or hurt, we spend so much money going out there and finding them, and if they make forest fires, it costs us so much money. Well, isn't that what the world revolves around? If people go out there and start a forest fire, and it's because people did it. So if you keep people out of the woods, you're going to have less forest fires. You're going to have less people getting lost. Yeah, I agree on those things. But then again, you're going to have less people can go to the woods. They need to go to the woods. You can't.
But what about the thousands of people who enjoy the woods, who do not fall down and break their leg, who benefit greatly? Because we can go and forage the forest for free. We got medicine out there. We got food out there. We got fresh air. We're grounding. We're doing all the good things, and it's all free. But so they don't want that, right? They rather you go to the pharmacy and go to the gym and walk on the treadmill instead. You see, that costs money. Yeah. These are all things that cost money. They don't want you to go on out there for free, So that's what it's about, And so unless they're doing something out there that they don't want us to see all of a sudden. I mean,
that's what I'm thinking.
So, this can go multiple angles here, but it just seems very strange. 28,000, most people don't have that kind of money laying around to even pay that kind of fine. So it makes you wonder, what the heck, right? And then is this going to spread to the rest of the country? Is it going to spread to the U.S. as well? Is this going to be a worldwide thing that we can't go into the forest now? I don't know. Again, that remains to be seen, but that is happening here in Canada, and usually things start out in Canada first, and then it trickles to the rest from the looks of it, right? So
because you Canadians don't complain about anything. Oh, you can't go in the woods? Well, okay. What do you complain about?
Sorry about that, eh? Yeah, sorry about that, eh? We won't go there again, eh? That's it. Yeah.
I mean, it's like, what? You took away my rights to go to the woods? You took my rights to have a projectile weapon? You took away my rights to do this, that, and the other. Oh well, it's okay.
Mhm. The government loves us.
Why are Canadians like that? I mean, you're up there in Canada. Uh,
Canada.
is it
Hmm.
just how? Yeah, is that just how they all are?
Um, no, I don't think so.
Hmm.
Generally speaking, I think we're pretty friendly. Like, if you were a tourist to come here, I'm sure you would find most people friendly. But
Mm-hmm.
I would say things have changed since the COVID. Like, a lot of people are a lot more impatient now.
Yeah.
Um, People aren't as used to being socialized. Like the younger people, for them, this 5 years, that's half their life. You know what I mean? Um,
Yeah.
so they kind of took away their social skills, and the people aren't as friendly. The fellowship. I was overhearing some Christians were complaining as well that the fellowship in church has changed, and it's not the same. I think
Hmm.
churches are doing online services as well now. I mean, why even pay rent in a building if you can just do it online? You know what I mean? Do it from your office, whatever. So
Yeah.
people have changed since the COVID era for sure, and how they treat people and that kind of thing. So, but I still like to think that we are fairly friendly. But yeah,
Yeah. No, I agree. I mean, it just sounds, but they do. They like experiment on you people up there. And, if the Canadians just don't think it's important to go to the woods, well, the Americans won't think it's much more important. But I think here we would protest. I think we would, make an uproar because
well,
Americans really like to go hunting, fishing, go
yeah.
to the woods, go hiking. And just recently, Donald Trump, our president, has lifted or got rid of that ban of making roads into those parts of the parks and national forests that they said, oh, you can't make a path back there. So nobody goes there. So you got millions of acres and you can only travel on some of the roads
Well, that's
because
good. Yeah, there's some good things coming. I've noticed too that he's looking into the whole Jabiru thing that he was all for. It looks like he's having second thoughts on that as well. A
yeah,
little too late for those who took it, but at least it is a step in the right direction. So
yeah,
that's good. And Kennedy's also coming out with some stuff about that as well. So, but anyways, that's not what this show is about.
yeah.
Um,
Hang on a
well,
second. I got
going. Oh, okay. Well, I would like to see them try to do that forest ban here in British Columbia. That won't fly. I mean, most of this province is forest. It's what we're known for, and it's all over the place. It's what we do here, is go into the forest and lakes and whatnot. So that's definitely not going to fly here in British Columbia, and I'm sure that's the same in the States as well. Especially where you have heavy forests, and that's kind of the thing. What you do, there's no way they're going to say, yeah, no, we're just going to not go there. But what they did do here now, though, I've noticed, and I guess because there's such an influx of people moving out to the burbs now that we have to have a day pass to go down to the lakes that we used to go down to all the time because there's too many people. So they're trying to control how many people are going down to the lake. So you have to purchase a day pass before you go, which most people, they won't even bother going because of that. Who wants to have to go and get a day pass now? Apparently the day pass is free, but you have to have the pass so that they can count for how many people are going down there. So that might be something that's going to be more widely spread around the country. Is you have to have a day pass to go down to certain places. So
real.
yeah.
That's the craziest thing ever.
I know, and I used to go there all the time. Bring the kids, bring the dog, whatever. Spur of the moment. Like, who has time for? Oh yeah, geez, I got to go and get a day pass. No, and it made me not go. I just didn't
No.
go there, and I didn't go there at all. I've been there for a while now. It's a pain. Yeah. So.
Wow. So, now this thing is traveling million miles an hour. Right now, you cannot see it. It's behind the sun.
No, it's
And
not. It's going to be behind the sun on October 29th, is what I was told.
oh, okay. Well, but anyway, it's going to be behind the sun for a while. And then when
Yeah.
it comes out from behind the sun, we'll be able to see it better. But at some point, when we can see it, then people are going to freak out. But it won't even actually be close to us until the end of December, or somewhere in December. So I don't know why everybody's freaking out now. What's the point? I don't know. I think there's many more things to worry about in this world than some comet that might be coming by in December.
Yeah, it makes you wonder, is this a distraction from other things that are going on? Maybe.
Yeah.
Keep them busy. Oh, look at this. Oh, look at this. Worry about this right now. In the meanwhile, right? What else is going on? I know there's a lot of uproars with the all the presidents getting together and whatnot, and or the big show that they had over in Asia there. That's more concerning, actually. Those people getting together, BRICS getting together, and the big show that China put on, and now that's concerning.
Yes, it is, and that's the whole thing. Why are these scientists concerned about an alien, comet coming from out of our solar system that's not even going to get close enough to Earth to even hit our atmosphere or anything like that? Now, I could see if it was gonna hit us, or coming really close to us, to the point that would be different, but it's not. That's the whole thing. It's not coming.
So I don't know why they started.
Are they making this stuff up too? You think they're making
some people in the community are oh, the gods are coming back, the Anunnaki are coming back, like all of this kind of stuff, right? It's Nibiru, so all of these rumors, like I said, I think it's a big, huge distraction from what's really going on, because like you said, it's not even going to come close to us. So even if it is behind the sun, what's it going to do there exactly? All of a sudden, like a Terminator, or what was that thing, that Transformer thing? All of a sudden, the comet transforms into something else, and it's going to come out from behind the sun and be like, I don't know. It's just oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh. See, they get us with these movies, and then our brains start thinking, and we imagine all this stuff, and then they say, hey, it's coming. I wonder, between now and December, how many cults may be formed, hoping that picked up by the aliens. I mean, they could be forming right now, and we just don't know them because they're not advertised.
I'm sure they are.
But
I
do wonder.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. Everybody's looking for a savior, and so if you're not into the religious stuff, chances are you probably are kind of hoping that the aliens are going to come and save us, on some level, and so when this, is huge in the news, a lot of people, some people have mental illness, some are disturbed, and there's a lot of gullible people out there. And so I wouldn't be surprised that there is cults already forming as we speak. And I hope that they're not that gullible that they'll unalive themselves over it. That they're going to think that, this is the end and whatever, like, what I mean? That's a little bit concerning. So I hope anybody else watching here, don't fall for this. If anything, I think the government or the powers to be, or whatever you want to call them, might use this to platform their fake alien invasion, though. They might piggyback off of this and the craziness that's going around it. To usher in
when you got the people in mindset. I got a good question, and Lady Spellbreaker's bringing this up. Thank you, Heather, for asking or telling us about this. But it makes me bring up a question, and Nina, I think you can answer this question. Answer it to your best ability. With this comet coming through, does it affect astrology? And does it affect any of the readings you may do, or anything like that? Because this may be upsetting the balance of astrology. A comet coming in from another solar system, when astrology set basically for our solar system and the planets and the things we see, and keeps everything in tune. What do you say to that?
Well, if that's the case, if it's going to upset any other planets or any, like our solar system is down to the millimeter and millisecond, just right. If anything is off by a little bit, the whole thing would just be gone.
Yeah.
That's how fragile we actually are here. And so if something is coming in from a different solar system, which it says it is, and it would affect astrology, it would affect everything. Everything would just implode. This whole solar system would just roll up like a scroll and be gone, and that's it. Which actually they do talk about in the Bible, which is kind of interesting. So, which kind of goes back to the whole Matrix thing, the whole, are we in a simulation here?
Yeah.
Because even God talked about rolling it all up like a scroll. So there's something to that, I think. But no, if it was going to upset the astrology, it would upset the whole thing. The whole thing would just crash and burn. It would just, it would be gone. So I would say no. Is the answer then to that.
Yeah. Because 7P says, does it go through a fucus? And yeah, so it doesn't really matter if it goes through a fucus or not, because it, hasn't upset the balance or something. I don't know.
Yeah, so that's where these things can get scary. I mean, if something comes in and it's going to hit a planet, that is going to, be a ripple effect for the rest of the rest of us. So that's why we keep a close eye on these things coming in. I'm hoping that they have some sort of system set up where they can just blast these things out of course or out of existence. Obviously, I'm sure they've done that many times. I'm sure we've had near, things happening, and they just, I'm sure there's full-time job doing that. I'm sure there must be, right? I sure hope so. And to make sure that nothing does.
We know that things have happened because Mars is full of crater marks, and so is the moon. And so, there's that the asteroid belt, which may have been another planet, and every planet has pockmarks from craters of being hit by asteroids. Even Earth has craters all over it from being hit by asteroids. Does that at that point, does it change the astrology level? We've been around very short time, put it that way. We haven't had the experience of getting hit by a ginormous asteroid.
Well, according to the dinosaur story, that's how they got wiped out. So, again, we don't know for sure if that's true or not, to be honest with you, because you can't really trust anything that they've put out there. But according to that story, that's how they got wiped out, and the planet's still here, though. So that's good news, right? So they're small enough that they're not actually putting the planet off course, but might do some damage to the planet, And if we're going to go by the Anunnaki story, the Anunnaki ship is as big as a planet. That's what they're saying. And when this thing comes in, it is going to upset the environment on the planet, and that's happened before. And so that's basically telling us how and why we've had numerous resets. Because when they came in, they wiped everything out and then started all over again. So, so we haven't had, as far as I know, we haven't had anything big enough to cause that kind of damage. And that's why we're like looking at this, and especially if it's not coming from our solar system, how big is this thing? And a lot of the YouTubers out there have heard, oh yeah, it's humongous, and now it's metal, and and what was the last thing I heard? It's the tail has changed course. The tail is on the other side now. So all these different, and it seems to me it's just getting hyped up. It feels like a hail bulb thing again, and I don't know. I'm paying attention, obviously, but I wouldn't be worried if I was you. I would just, I think that's one of the last things we need to worry about on this planet right now. But
well, and that's the thing. I don't think it's something we have to worry about. Oh, Mr. Missing Control keeps asking for a link for something, and I don't know if he's asking me for a link or some. I don't know. I don't know. He didn't really say. I think he's looking for a link for something, but I don't know what it is. I missed
Stream
that
link.
part.
Or maybe he wants to come on the show. I don't know. Did you want to come
This,
on the show, Mr. Mission? Is that what you're
yeah,
wanting? Because you're in the stream. I got
yeah.
15 minutes. He
I
says
don't know. I
you got
missed it.
14 minutes. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I caught that, and I'm like, a link, and I don't know if he's looking for a link for this show or if he's looking for a link for the something else. I don't know. I missed it. Sorry, people.
Yeah, I don't have
Mrs.
links
Troll,
for
if
the
you're,
things I mentioned either. You know, it's all out there. It's all the different channels. You know, you
yeah,
Google it and
yeah,
find it yourself, right? And this is just for those maybe who haven't heard about this, Google it and check it all out. You know, I'm sure most of you
yeah.
people here have heard about it
And,
and probably seen the
and
same
again,
stuff we are.
I think
Yeah,
you're right. These people are using it
yeah.
for fortune and fame. Oh, it could be an alien craft, and people look and go, "Really? Ooh, he's a top scientist. I gotta listen to what he says." And then they say stuff, but they never say anything. That's what's got me concerned. They, they're just like Elizabeth April. They tell you all kinds of things. Well, it's doing some really odd stuff, and it's this and it's that, and blah, 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 blah. Now, if it changes course and starts orbiting around the Earth, I will say maybe it could be an alien spacecraft. But if it passes by 170 million miles away, I say baloney. It's just
Yeah.
uh, asteroid or something, a comet passing through.
So this
The
guy, I
question
can't
is, where did
remember.
it come from?
I can't remember his name now, but he's got the future forecasting, whatever it is. Him and Cliff Eye and a bunch of them do the remote viewing. You know, they're famous remote
Yep.
viewers. Okay, so they got the target of this 3i Atlas, and he got this thing that he says that it's being remotely steered, like it's being remotely, so I don't know. I mean, like we won't know until it's here, but I mean,
Mm-hmm.
again, they might be who knows.
Yeah, well, and
Um,
that's the whole thing.
and
Uh,
they also said that they saw beings inside of the thing, and these are famous remote viewers. So I mean, you kind of gotta listen, right? Because they've been right about so many other things. So it could be. I mean, it could be, right? We just don't know. That's the thing.
but even if they saw some alien being inside the comet in and stuff, if it doesn't stop here, if it doesn't slow down, if it doesn't do this or that, what's the big deal? It's just a
Well,
comet.
the big deal and what we're worried about, I guess, is when it goes behind the sun there on the 29th of October, we can't see what it's doing. And that's a little bit concerning, like, because now we can't keep an eye on it anymore. It can do whatever it wants behind there. And who knows? I do believe that the sun is a portal in itself. I mean, it could just go right through the sun and get in here real quick that way, so it could be all of a sudden, boom, Halloween time. We got the mothership over us, So, I mean, it could happen. So, I mean, prepare for that. Prepare for shelter in place. You're not going
Yep.
to want to go outside if that's the case. So there's nothing else we really can prepare for other than shelter in place. Make sure you got food and water, that you can stay at home for a few days, even a few weeks, maybe, if something is going down, and to try and stay safe that way. Other than that, there's not much else we can do against a huge foreign threat like that. So,
Yeah, yeah, no.
yeah.
So no, you're exactly right. I tell everybody, and I want some ideas from the audience here. If aliens were to show up, what would you do? Consider them friendly, hostile, and if they were friendly, what would you do? If you consider them hostile, what would you do? Nina, you answer that question. Would you consider aliens friendly or hostile? And
Well, how would
whichever.
you know unless you, tried it out? I guess I would just sit back and open the curtain and look and see what's happening to my neighbors. You know what I mean? Like this, or who government or I guess the military is probably what would be greeting these things to see whether or not it's a good meeting or not. So that's another thing, actually. So was it 30 years ago, 40 years ago, or something like that, a long time ago, we did put the signal out there, okay, into the universe, okay, basically saying, hey, we're here, anybody want to come and visit? Okay. That's what we did. Okay, so this is kind of concerning. I wasn't, like I said, I wasn't aware of stuff like that when I was younger. I just wasn't into it, so I didn't know anything about this. This is all coming out now, really. And it's like, is that a good idea to, like, that would be equivalent of us walking around in a dark forest telling everybody or whatever out that we're there. Usually that's not how the case. If you're walking in the dark forest and you're trying to low key, you want to be quiet. You don't want any predators. You want nothing to know that we're there. You know what I mean? That's kind of what we probably should be doing in this universe as well. Not be announcing that we're here, so who knows? And that's the thing. That's the question. Did something actually hear our little ding-a-ding that we did there 30, 40 years ago? And are they on their way? But if they are, if that's what's happening, they're coming to check us out. Well, they're going to be very disappointed. I can tell you that. They're not probably going to keep. They're not going to be very favorable. I mean, if they go and look and see what we're doing here, what we have been doing here, just go and look at our. Oh, so somebody told me this resonated with me. And I can't remember where I heard this now. If you want to know the condition of the planet, like if you found a new planet, you want to know what it's all about, the condition, how it's been treated, go and look at the ocean. What's the ocean quality like? Okay, so ruh-roh. So these things come and check the ocean first to see how good we've been. Ruh-roh, you know what I mean? Like, we're literally putting barges out there with garbage. Like, what? You know what I mean? Like, we have not been very good to this planet so far. We're trying to make some changes now because we're starting to, realize that we got to live in this mess. So maybe we should start cleaning it up a little bit. But yeah, if they were coming, intelligent beings coming from a different solar system, looking at us and what we've done here, it might not be so good for us. So, yeah, I don't know. What do you think, Robert?
Well, I think if aliens came and they were violent or they wanted to take us over, we would have no chance at all.
No, we wouldn't.
Obviously, they would be more technologically advanced. The only reason I could see them actually coming here is for resources, including us as a resource. For food or work or slaves or whatever. Because think about it. You're an alien and we're alien to you, et cetera, et cetera. What compassion would you have? It'd be like us taking a horse. Yeah, we like the horse, but we ride the horse. We use the horse for work, and we work it to death. Once in a while somebody has a horse and they just treat it like a pet for this whole life. But most of the time, a horse is here for work, labor.
Used to be.
Sometimes food.
Used to be, I guess. Yeah. I mean, not so much now. Horses don't really work as much as they used to.
Well, but they do work. I mean, every time somebody gets on and ride one, it's doing work.
Other than riding, yeah. Riding.
I'm just saying is that you think they're going to come here and say, oh, we're going to give you technology and free energy and show you how to fly our flying saucers and build them, and we'll give you the most advanced weapons and the most advanced health care. No. Why would they do that? What do we have to offer now?
Well, apparently that's what happened in the 40s, according to, whoever.
Yeah.
That Eisenhower sold us out, and he received some technology, and then he got permission to, they got permission to experiment on us, which it does sort of seem like that's exactly what happened, because we haven't really had a lot of sightings prior to the 40s. Everything has been 40s and onward. And so, so that then tells us that some beings are talking and negotiating with us. They haven't just destroyed us yet. So who's to say this next, we don't know. This next thing here, could it be that they also come and do that? I mean, if it happened before, I don't know. And that's the thing. We don't really know if that's even true.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing. They don't tell us. But I can see common sense tells me that they don't want us out there because we're kind of a violent species. If we went to a planet, more than likely, we're going to want to settle it, take it over, take its resources, take its stuff, colonize it, and make it our own. Yeah. Because that's what humans do. Mm-hmm. And if they are out there and it's them on that planet, why would they want us out there coming and colonizing and eventually kicking them out? Or they would have to fight us because that's the kind of species we are. We're a fighting species. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you see where I'm going with this? None of it would be very good.
You would almost think that, because let's say that they have the same technology or better than we have, instead of taking us, who are all jaded and, like you said, violent and all of this, why not just make a new slave race? Why not start all over again? Maybe even dumb us down even more than what we are now, so that we don't revolt, so that we don't question. Are
you talking about another flood to wipe out humanity? Oh my goodness, Nina. Do you have Nephilim blood?
Apparently, and they keep warning us climate change, right? And one thing that we haven't seen any, anything happening in astrology, but we have seen the pole shifts. Yeah. And we've done shows on the pole shift before, and so there is things happening here, and we do go through natural cycles, and so who knows, maybe the other beings know that we are just about to hit another cycle and that we're just about to get wiped out. And who's to say that they're like, yeah, why don't we go down and grab a handful, the smart ones, maybe, or something like that, before they're all gone, or get their resources before it's all gone, or whatever. Yeah, so I mean, that's quite possible as well. Because then there's going to be another thousands and thousands of years of just ice here before we can start all over again, so yeah, who knows? We all can feel that something big is about to happen, but not quite sure exactly what, and it's almost a part of me says, I don't want to know, because then I'll worry about it. It's almost like if you knew you were going to die in a car accident, you would never get into a car again. You know what I mean? So we're almost better off just living our lives, going about our days. We know something is going to happen, but we can't on the daily worry about it. But I think we can all feel it, and we can see it, and people are getting more agitated. I've noticed there's way more domestic violence and shootings and all kinds of things, even locally here to me. It's not just in the States anymore now. It's right here in my own little town, and we never had that before. And so people are getting agitated. They can feel something is coming. They don't know what, we don't know what that feeling is, but it's there, and we can collectively feel it. And that's, I think why there's so much going on, in the news. And so, yeah, I mean, just go and look at history, at what they have been doing. It seems to be every 100 years there's a war. Well, guess what? We're on the precipice of that again. So there's a lot of different things that maybe be happening all at once. It could be, you know what I mean? Like, I drive myself crazy too sometimes just thinking about all this, and really we should just try and relax and enjoy whatever time we have here, if that's the case, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I don't know if I answered your question or not, but.
No, I think you did. Okay. But Pamela Jean says, I'm not religious, but I can see things happening. Yeah, and I believe that too. I think things are happening. I think, like you said, people are changing. The world is changing. Things are changing right in front of my face. And it's like, I feel like I've changed. Even this little break I've had from YouTube has made me rethink things. I want to rethink myself. I'm looking at it, how people have changed what they're watching and what they want to listen to, and maybe my channel has to go in a little bit different direction in order to pick back up or pique everybody's interest, because what I was doing doesn't seem to be holding the attention of those people anymore. They've moved on. They went somewhere else.
Yeah, I'm finding the same thing. And like we said, everybody can feel it collectively. And we just don't have time for the stuff that we, were interested in before. You know what I mean? Like I feel it too. I'm the same way. I'm like, I don't even want to talk about that stuff anymore. It's just so irrelevant right now. We're on the precipice of something big happening here, and so that's kind of where I want to focus on too, finding out what's going on and share the information with everybody, so that everybody knows what I know, not that has served me well in the past, to be honest with you. I've lost so many friends and family, and because I talk about things 5-10 years prior, so people aren't ready for what I have to say. I just sound crazy, but everything that I've said in the past, it's all come in the past, every single thing that I've talked about. So unfortunately, I'm getting tired of being right, to be honest with you. But
Nina, you were wise before your time. That's all I can say.
That's the thing, right? So what's the sense of being psychic if you're not actually going to see reality? But most psychics won't talk. Either they're fake or they won't talk about it, right? Because it doesn't sell. Truth doesn't sell. Nobody wants to hear the truth, right?
That's so true. Like I said, when that Okaku guy comes out and is talking about, it might be an alien spacecraft. What the fudge? Come on.
Where do you base that on? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just it's becoming clickbait now. And I guess we did the same thing by, titling our videos, "It's coming," right? So everybody, ooh, what's coming, right? People, so, but that's how they're doing it.
Seven pieces. I want the ugly truth, but the truth is, that there is no ugly truth. The truth is that it's going to pass 170 million miles away. It's on a trajectory. It's from another solar system and made a roundabout, and it's heading back out. And more than likely, it's just a comet or an asteroid, and there's nothing to worry about. We're hyping this up. Everybody else is hyping this up for a nothing burger. That's the ugly truth.
We're hoping. Now, I guess a couple things that could happen is when it goes behind the sun. Now, I'm not a scientist. I don't know about all these gravities and pulls, and could it be all of a sudden gets pulled into a different direction by something? I mean, all of a sudden, oh shit, now all of a sudden it's going this way, or I don't know. Like, is that a possibility? I don't know. But I mean, with the sun being so powerful, I mean, a solar flare, could a solar flare hit it and all of a sudden, it goes in a different direction now, or something like that.
That could, but being behind the sun, we won't know until it comes around.
That's right. We won't know until it happens. But what probably more probably is that the government or the powers to be, I don't know what to call them, to be honest with you, take advantage of this. Their last card in the Illuminati deck is literally the fake alien invasion. So how are you going to usher this in? We had one show, we talked about that guy that says he's the new thing. That's kind of fizzled out from the looks of it. Doesn't look like they're going to use him at all to be the new Antichrist thing. However, Mr. Teal is doing a 4-hour presentation about the Antichrist. See, these are things that you need to pay attention to. I wouldn't go and pay the money to go and see them, but I can't wait to hear and see the videos from people who did to what he's talking about there. And then Bill Gates just came out with this new, smartphone. That's a thing of the past now. I don't know if you've seen this. It's all wearables now. It's all wearables. We're just going to have our phone right on our hand. It's going to be one of those tattoo type of things that we're going to scroll on. Yeah. So speaking of religious stuff, the stuff in the Bible, I mean, one thing you got to give the Christians is that it is coming to pass, the things that they're worried about. So that's going to be the mark of the beast. And I was just watching the show today. You should watch it. I posted up on Gilded. So if you guys are interested in these kind of topics here that we're talking about, join us up on Gilded, because that's where I post. If you want links, that's where the links are. We share links up there so that, you know, we can see what each other is watching and everything. Because he had it all in one video there, and it was like brilliant. So this before I lose my track, Musk, he's got that Neuralink. If you put Neuralink into the numerology calculator type of thing, guess what number it is?
6.
6, 6.
Wow. Good guess.
Okay, so Neuralink, and then Bill Gates got the tattoo wearables, so you know, no longer have to have this clumsy phone in your hand, or even that clumsy wearable that people are wearing now to do steps and everything. Because Maha is also going to be part of that, where they're taking all your vitals, all of these things, all the things I talked about on my show last week. You know what I mean, and years prior. So we're all going to be wearing this within 4 years, is what Kennedy's saying. So all of this mark of the beast, that's coming just right out of the Bible. You know, and Teal is doing a 4-hour presentation on the Antichrist. Yeah. So we really got to start paying attention to these things. The Bible, you know, the storybook that they wrote 2,000 years ago, you know, and they had astrologers 2,000 years ago, or the years are debatable. But anyways, did the astrology that far back to know that this is what's happening here at the end times. This got me going back a few years back when I actually got scared back into Christianity when I was first waking up, because of all the blood moons and everything was just lining up. Like, you can't deny that the revelation isn't coming to pass, because it is. But I have since learned, obviously, that they wrote the book in the first place. And so now I'm a little bit more relaxed about that. I know it's complete hoax, and but it is still happening, though. That's the thing. So it's a we literally are in the end times, and expect the unexpected. Now we have tomorrow morning around 11 a.m. my time is the full blood moon eclipse.
Ooh.
Okay. Yes, tomorrow morning, or morning my time on PST here, and literally out of the blue, my brother texts me, wants to take me out for lunch. Right, he wants to pick me up right at 11 o'clock. Huh. Anyways, so there's that going on tomorrow as well. And then you got the 9/9 portal coming up on Tuesday. So expect the unexpected, I would say, in the next couple of days here, as far as that goes. But yeah, keep an eye on this whole Atlas thing, whether it's real or they're going to make it into something. I guess will remain seen, right? We'll find out real soon here. You just never know what they're planning on doing. So, yeah.
Yeah. So with that, we're going to wrap this show up, because how much can you talk about Atlas? Anyway, Nina, what do you got going on tomorrow?
I'm actually doing a replay from Karen Holden TV that I did there last week or a couple of weeks ago, whatever it was, talking about herbal medicines and herbs in general. And so, join us in the live chat. There'll be a live chat, but it just won't be live. And
All right. Sounds good.
And of course, go check out the merch store. We got some merch for the new Rumble channel. We will be posting one of these days. We're going to do some Rumble shows and let you guys know. You want to check them out over there. More the political stuff, right? Yeah.
I see you got some new videos out there that are trying to raise some money for your good cause. So anyway, check those out, everybody. Sorry, I didn't get that downloaded and we could have played that. But anyway, get on over there. Help Nina raise some money for her good cause. It's right on the tails here. And so everything will be good. And do that. Support her in the merch store. Get yourself one of these Milky Way Soul Tribe shirts that you can wear too, just like I got.
That's right.
And it's
we got lots of logos.
Of course, it says be the frequency you want to receive, which is one of our name brand things that we talk about here most of all. And Anyway, we will probably be back doing a Beyond Truth here real soon, won't we? And we're going to have our Wayne Stagger on the show.
That's right. He's coming on the 14th. Yeah, stay tuned for that. Our Wayne Steiger, the three of us will be doing that over on my channel. And I also have a t-shirt for him as well. So there's several logos in the merch store. So go and check out the merch store, see if there's something there that might interest you, that would help me out and give you something unique to wear.
Yeah, I know. I just ordered another shirt the other day.
Yeah,
they're nice, they're comfortable. You can all use a shirt, and shirt is a shirt, people. So anyway, enjoy that. And a mug. I still have my Anachrona mug. Yes, I bought an Anachrona mug
mugs
too.
up there too. Yes, there's lots of different things up in there.
There's mugs, there's coffee cups, there's all kinds of things. Whatever you like, go get something. Help support Nina. I'm sure she appreciates it. Helps with things. She puts on a lot of good stuff, people. Let's give her a little support and love here. So with that, everybody, remember, you got to go out and be nice to your neighbor. Nina's your neighbor. She's your helper. She's your guide. Schedule something up with her and buy some of her products. Help her out. It's all good stuff. If you don't know what it is for or how to use it, just ask her. I'm sure she'll tell you.
Email me.
Yeah, exactly. But the big thing, I know money is tight, but if you need something, just get it. Just do it. With that, everybody, remember, be the frequency you want to receive, because that's the most important thing in the world. Peace, everybody. Love y'all.